All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. Today's main focus will be talking about your overall well-being during this uncertain time. It's never been more important to prioritize your health and well-being as it is right now. If you do have any questions that pop up while watching today, please email our support inbox or give us a call. That information will be shown at the end. So, like I said, today is all about what you can do to help yourself in your mental, physical, emotional, and all other aspects of your health. We'll touch on stress management, nutrition, exercise, and sleep. My overall goal for today is to give you some ways to control what you can control in what seems like a pretty uncontrollable situation at the moment. So let's start with that stress management. I want to start by saying that whether you feel anxious, stressed, scared, or whether maybe you don't feel any of those things right now, we're all in a unique situation, right? Fair to say? Especially when it comes to working situations. Some of you are still working as normal. Some of you are working from home. Some of you are not working at all or home with kids right now. And with every one of those situations comes new stressors at the moment. Anxiety and stress are entirely and completely normal right now. That's something that I think is important to repeat. It is totally normal to feel anxious and stressed right now. Some are going to feel it more than others, but there are great ways to deal with whatever level of stress you're feeling. So let's talk about a few. We are almost likely checking the news or social media more often right now, right? So let's say you read an article that doesn't have great news. How do you feel? Not great. Our stress response is activated when we read these things. When you find yourself in a situation where you can feel that negativity sneaking in, one of the easiest things that you can do is simply stop for a minute and breathe. Being conscious of our breathing activates what is called the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what helps lower the main stress hormone called cortisol, thereby lowering our body's physical reaction to stress and all the negative side effects that come with that. There are lots of ways to do breath work, but I'm going to go over a couple examples right now. The first technique is called 4-7-8 breathing. Now, the numbers stand for how long you're doing each action. So you want to start with exhaling completely, get all that breath out. Then you inhale through your nose for a count of 4. And then you're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. So you're going to hold it for a little bit longer. And then you exhale completely through your mouth for a count of 8. So you're going to exhale, get all that breath out. Now you can do this for as many cycles as you need to feel yourself start to calm down a little bit. I know even after one cycle when I do this, after I exhale, I can feel my shoulders relaxing already. We hold a lot of tension in our shoulders. And I know, again, when I do it, I can feel those shoulders going down, loosening up a little bit. Another breathing technique is focused on the number 4. It's called box breathing, also known as 4-square breathing. It actually comes from the military. What you're going to do is you're just going to inhale for a slow count of 4, and then you hold that breath for a count of 4. Exhale slowly again for that count of 4, and then you hold that exhale, hold it without that breath for another count of 4. That's where the box breathing, we're focused on the 4s. Now again, you can do this as much as is necessary, a couple of times or for a few minutes if needed. What these techniques do is they force your body to slow down, and then it focuses your mind on that counting rather than that stressor. Now you can do these structured breathing techniques, but even if you simply take a few deep breaths or just even focus on paying attention to your breath going in and out, just to stop, take a second, it can still activate that parasympathetic nervous system and help your body and your mind to calm down. Now, if you want to take structured breathing a step further, I suggest looking into meditation. This is simply a recorded message to follow that can help you focus on your breathing as well as other positive messages. There are some great meditation apps out there, and we also have a couple that Health Check has created on our blog as well. We posted a few days ago, or you can email the health coach inbox that we will have up at the end, and we'll send you a link to try those out. And I'm going to touch on sleep tips here in a few minutes, but adding a meditation before bed can help slow down those brain waves and thoughts and get you a better night's sleep. So just another advantage of meditation. Another tip that goes along with what I mentioned about the actual stressor of the negative news all around us is to limit the time you're actually on social media and watching the news. If you know you're a person who gets worked up when you read about everything that's going on, you need to do your best to limit your exposure to it. Now, I know this can be hard when things seem to be changing minute by minute, but from a stress management point of view, you need to create barriers there. Do your best to have a designated time each day where you read the news and read posts on social media related specifically to COVID-19. Now, if this is too strict, then at least have a cutoff time in the evening when you're done. So let's say you go to bed at 10:30. Try to stop being on social media and watching the news maybe by 9 or 9:30, for example. Those news and those posts will be there the next day, I promise. And again, with that stress management point of view and perspective, having that distance is really, really going to be beneficial for you. Another stress management technique that can go along with this is journaling. There are a couple different ways to think about journaling. One can be writing down things that you're worried about each day. Sometimes it helps just to kind of download your thoughts and your worries on a piece of paper or electronically, whatever works best for you. If you can schedule a time each day and make it your designated time to focus on what you're worried about, it can actually help you get through the rest of your day because you know that you have that time dedicated to thinking about it. The other way to use journaling is to turn it into a gratitude or gratefulness practice. Write down positives for that day and at least one or two things that you're grateful for. Now let's talk a little bit more about gratefulness and gratitude. It is an amazingly powerful tool. When we stop and actually take time to acknowledge the things we're grateful for, it can transform our mental outlook on the day, on our situation, and really on our entire life. Now keep this in mind. We are hardwired to focus on the negatives. It is something that is biologically in us. So focusing on the positives isn't always going to come easy, but practicing gratefulness and gratitude regularly will help your mental health and it'll help turn those thoughts around, I promise. Stopping those negative thoughts and reframing them in a positive way is huge. One thing that I just saw, we're not stuck at home, we're safe at home, right? That's a perfect example of reframing those thoughts. And then let's talk about a few ways that you can just practice gratitude in our unique situation. First, do it while washing your hands for those recommended 20 seconds. Instead of maybe singing the ABCs or happy birthday twice, all those things that we've learned, think about 5 things that you're grateful for and why you're grateful for them. Gratefulness can also give you some perspective on what we're going through. Take a minute and I want you to think about something that you can't do right now that you've been taking for granted being able to do for forever. Go out to a restaurant to eat. Go to the movies. Visit your parents or grandparents. Giving someone a hug. Now, how grateful are you going to be when you can do those things again? Rather than being resentful that you can't do these things now, be grateful that you have the ability to do these things your whole life and you will be able to do them again. On that note, there are so many people out there who are doing things to support everyone around them. Doctors, nurses, policemen and women, truck drivers, farmers, mailmen and women, grocery store workers. I know I'm missing so many because the list is so long. But what you can do is write a thank you note to someone that you know that is in one of those essential roles. Or maybe someone you don't know. Maybe it's your mailman that you drop a letter to them. Write them an actual letter, post on their social media, shoot them a text, or give them a call. If you are one of those people, thank you, thank you, thank you from all of Health Check-In from everyone. And this brings me to my next tip. Stay connected. On the note of gratefulness, how wonderful is it that we're still able to stay in touch with our loved ones with FaceTime, with video conferencing, with social media, with phone calls. But we need to make an effort to reach out to people and stay connected for as long as this lasts. We are social creatures at heart, whether we want to admit it or not. So talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your therapist, who hopefully you'll be able to still have telephone appointments with. A big stress management tool is simply talking it out, but it's really easy to stay behind our closed doors and hide behind those closed doors. So please, please reach out to someone because honestly, they probably need it as much as you do. Another thing to think about that might not be as obvious for stress management, stay structured. Those of you who aren't business as usual, if you're staying home with kids or out of work right now, keep a schedule as much as you can. It doesn't have to be down to every second, no need for that, but at a minimum, you can just have a simple to-do list for today. Having purpose in these days can actually be a huge stress reliever. We can sometimes feel lost when we don't know what we can do. So adding some actions to your days can really help. Now, it can be something like chores. It can be exercise. It can be reading with your kids or playing with your kids, playing with your pet, a new project, a new hobby that you want to learn. Whatever it is, you can create that purpose that can help your mind deal with everything that's going on. And even if you are at work, after work, there's a lot of things that we're not doing now after we're done, right? So have that structure, have that purpose of something that you can do, which can really help with stress management. Now, I want to touch one more on another way to help that immediate stress or that in the moment stress when you can feel that stress response. All you do is focus on your senses. So we've got sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste, right? There's a lot of great research out there on mindfulness and stress reduction that talks about this strategy. So let's start with sight. Let's give some examples. Look for something pleasant around you. If you've got a window, it could be the beautiful sky or a cloud out the window. It could be a picture of your loved one, or it could be your pet. Sound. Have your favorite playlist going so you can focus on that music that makes you feel good. Smell, your perfume, a favorite lotion, a candle, anything that is pleasant. Touch. Pay attention to the soft feel of your sweater, your pet's fur. They also have products out there like Worry Rocks that are smooth that you can run your thumb over. Taste. Have some mints or your favorite gum handy. Now, even if you're in a situation that you can't physically do some of these things or taste or touch, you can also simply think of your favorites just in your mind. It can still be very, very effective at that mindfulness. There's actually techniques out there for those that have anxiety that use senses as a grounding method. So, which is just a way to remind you of the present, bring you back to that present and away from some of those worries that are there. So in another way, you can just simply say or think 5 things that you see in that moment, 4 things that you feel, 3 things that you hear, 2 things that you smell, and 1 thing that you taste. Now give these a try. I really, really think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how effective either of these techniques are at simply calming your mind at the moment. That's the goal. It's just calming your mind, bringing you into the present. And this works in all different situations too, right? Like I said, you can just think of those things no matter where you are. So if you're at work, if you're at home, wherever it is, you can use these to calm that stress response. And then even better, if you can, get outside and use those senses. Even with social distancing in place, it's still recommended to get out into nature safely and reap all those mental and physical benefits that come with it. So go for a walk if you can, or sit on your front porch, or even just open up your window if that's your only option right now. But feel that nature, see what you can do to get out there. And then another huge stress management technique is exercise. So let's move on to that next. Exercise is not only a phenomenal stress reliever, but it helps boost our immune system, which fights illnesses in our body, which is a great thing right now, right? For those of you who love the gym, I'm so sorry that you're not able to go right now. I totally understand. But whether or not you are a gym person, and again, on a gratitude and grateful note, there are still so many wonderful ways you can get active at home. The goal is 30 minutes most days for adults and 60 minutes for kids for that cardio or getting your heart rate up. And you can break that down into 10 to 15 minutes at a time too. You don't have to do that full time depending on what your schedule is. And then if you can add in 2 sessions of activities that focus on building those muscles, or you can combine that with your cardio workout, you're good to go. Now, if you happen to have equipment like a treadmill or elliptical or anything like that, then let's use it, right? Let's stop using it as a clothes hanger and dust it off. Set yourself a goal for the week. Put it in your schedule for that exercise, just like any other appointment, and try to keep it as much as you can. Now, I want to talk about some non-structured or offline options if you don't have access to internet or if you just don't want to use that. Basically, put on some music and dance. You can walk or jog in place to that music or without music. You can walk up and down your stairs. You can walk around your house or around your yard or neighborhood. Again, if you have that ability. Play with your pets, play with your kids, play with your spouse, play with your significant other, play by yourself. That's all right. Different activities though, tag, basketball, catch, fetch, whatever you have available. If you're where the snow is gone, get some yard work done. If you still have some snow, I know some of you out there do, make a snowman. You can make housework more intense by doing some lunges to the laundry room or while vacuuming, doing squats while doing the dishes. Think outside the box, guys. It's really easy to use what's going on as an excuse not to be active. I get it. But if you want to get help to feel better and to get through this a little bit easier, then that exercise should really, really be a priority. And I know some of you might want some more structured exercise if that's what you're used to. So here's another great thing that's happening around the world. Companies are offering free online classes. There's also been free online videos available for many years now that you can take advantage of. I put a few online resources that I personally enjoy using from YouTube. HasFit, Pop Sugar, Fitness Blender, Yoga with Adriene are just a drop in the bucket of all the great exercise options out there. I also know that the gym Planet Fitness is doing live streams on Facebook. A lot of local gyms and wellness facilities are doing similar things. Companies like Beachbody and Peloton have free trials. Just so you know, Peloton isn't just biking, they have other workouts too. But some of those places have extended those trials, those free trials for longer to help everyone out right now. So again, do some looking around. I guarantee that you'll find some great options out there. Bottom line though with exercise, we need it. We absolutely do. Movement. It doesn't have to be structured exercise again. We need that movement. Our bodies need it. Our minds need it. Our immune systems need it. So no matter what you do, make it a goal to get some movement throughout your day and your week. Okay, moving on. Let's talk nutrition. I'm going to keep it very simple due to limited time, and just we could go crazy with nutrition because it's another factor that is so important in our overall nutrition, our overall health, physically and mentally. So the first thing we want to focus on with nutrition in this situation is planning ahead. Now, I know there's been some panic buying out there. Hopefully that is getting a little better where you are. It is here, but if not, I understand it's a stressful situation to be in, right? But if you plan ahead, know what ingredients you need for, let's say, a week at a time. I think that's a recommendation, right? Try to limit it to at least a week, if not longer. It's going to limit your time at the store if you plan ahead. And then you won't end up wasting food you buy because you don't have a plan to use it. You just buy it to buy it, right? So sit down when you have some time, figure out some meals that you want to eat for that next week, and make your grocery list. Now, there are a lot of places out there that are doing pickup or delivery options, which is fantastic. Otherwise, again, by having your list ready to go, you can shorten your time physically in the store if you have everything that you need ready to go. And if you're looking for recipes, Pinterest is a great resource. A couple other sites that I use, Skinny Taste, Yumly. There are also meal delivery services out there as well, right? Like Blue Apron or HelloFresh. There are more every day, I feel like. So if that's in your budget, that's another option to look at as well. Good quality, healthy options there. Now, as far as types of food to focus on right now, keep it as simple as you can by eating whole foods as much as possible. Now, I know it's easy to want to stock up on frozen pizzas. I get it. And that's fine for some meals. I have frozen pizzas in my freezer right now, right? But your body also needs high quality foods to help promote that good physical and mental health. Fruits and veggies are a big obvious one, but they're so huge. And I know some of these may not last the whole week, but if you get a variety, you're going to be good. So let's say you get your berries for those early days and then get oranges and apples or green bananas that will ripen up later in the week, and you're all set. You have that, and then you have good variety too with all those different nutritional values or different nutrition things that those different fruits have. And then think about your good quality proteins. This, I just mean as little processing as you can. Just make sure they come from the source as much as you can and aren't changed. So whether it's fish, chicken, beef, non-animal options, quinoa and beans are good for protein, eggs, and then whole grains, whole or steel cut oats, 100% whole grains are going to be your best bet if you're going for breads and things like that. So try to get those more nutrient dense foods with those grains as well. Again, quinoa is a good grain too. That's going to have protein and whole grains. So that's a really good option. And then what I did is I made a list of just some immune boosting foods for some snacks or ingredients that you can use. So I already mentioned this, fruits, but specifically fruits like grapefruit, orange, lemons, limes, kiwi, papaya, tons of vitamin C in these that help our body fight infections. And then red bell peppers actually have more vitamin C per ounce than those citrus fruits. So those are another different kind of snacky option or ingredient in a casserole, something like that. Broccoli and spinach have a ton of vitamins. Garlic and ginger have great immune boosting properties. Yogurt, specifically lower sugar yogurt with live and active cultures, that helps our gut health, which helps our immune health. Almonds have vitamin E, which is great for the immune system. And what almonds have is they also have great healthy fats, which are needed for vitamin E to be absorbed in the body properly. Turmeric or turmeric, however you want to say it, which is typically found in curry, but is being used in other ways now, is great as an anti-inflammatory, which is wonderful for our health. And then you have green tea, great antioxidants in green tea, which help the immune system as well. Again, this isn't every food out there that helps our immune system, but hopefully it just gives you some more different ideas and on some things to add to that grocery list. But again, keep it simple and whole with your food choices as much as you can. And then let's talk about hydration. Water is such an important part of so many functions of our body. It helps remove toxins from our body. It affects our mood. It affects our brain function. Again, just to name a few things. And then another side effect of drinking water for the majority of your drinks throughout the day is that it cuts down on the sugar you're taking in, like with sugary drinks and sodas and things like that. Sugar actually lowers our immune cells that attack bacteria, which is not what we want, right? We don't want to lower those immune cell functions. Now, this effect can last for a few hours after eating a lot of sugar, like in a sugary drink, for example. So focus on lowering your sugar levels in general as well. Get them from the fruits that we mentioned and try to cut down on those unhealthy snacks and drinks as much as you realistically can. Now, again, I'm not asking you to be perfect. I get that it's so not that situation right now, but do what you can. I promise it will help you feel so much better overall. And on that note, how about a new recipe to try with the meal planning? This one is loaded with our immune boosting foods. Sheet pan, garlic, ginger, chicken, and broccoli. So it's a really simple recipe. One note that I wanted to make, if you're not familiar, a 2-inch knob of ginger equals about 2 tablespoons of grated or chopped ginger or 2.5 teaspoons, of ground ginger. Just in case you don't have fresh available at your local store, you can find it in the spice aisle. But anyways, put that chicken, broccoli, red peppers on the sheet pan, pour some of that sauce over it. Bake that for 10 or 15 minutes. Just make sure that chicken is fully cooked. This is going to keep for a few days in the fridge too. The serving is 4 typically. So if it's just you, you've got lots of leftovers. Otherwise, it's enough for a family of 4. You can make it a vegetarian option if you want by doing tofu instead of chicken, but you can just give it a try. Now is a great time to try some recipes that you've been meaning to and exploring some fun and new things. And remember, the slides are available on this post too. So if you don't have time to write this all down, or if you want to pause it, you can, but head there you can download the slides as well if you want to print this out. All right, and then the last topic for today is sleep. Sleep sets the tone for you every day. It helps reset your body. It helps reset your mind. It supports your immune system greatly. And I know a lot of you are struggling with sleep right now. I get it. So what are some things that you can do today even to help that sleep? First, I want you to try your best to stick to a schedule. If you go to bed and get up at the same time, your body is able to create its wake-sleep cycle, and then your hormones and all your body's processes are better able to be regulated. Now, I know this is impossible with some people. I get it. You have shifting schedules, or you have kids or pets or other factors make it so you might not be able to get to bed at the same time. So if you can't go to bed at the same time, what you can do though is still create a similar routine that you can do before bed, no matter when that is, but it helps trigger your body and your mind that sleep is coming. We get into those habits, right? We need cues and triggers. So this could be reading, this could be doing a meditation, this could be taking a bath, anything that you can do to start that winding down process that helps trigger your mind and your body and get it ready for sleep. And then let's talk sleep environment as well. The National Sleep Foundation has a ton of great information on their website. I put it at the bottom here, so check that out. But I've broken it down into some things to start with here. First, temperature. Ideal bedroom temperature is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit. Noise. Ideally, you're not going to have any outside excess noise, but again, I get it. If this is an issue for you or where you live, noise machines, fans do wonders to help dampen those big noises that can wake you up. And if you sleep during the day too, this is a great option. If you have a partner or a kid or a pet who sleeps with you, who is loud or snores, earplugs might help. And again, for that outside noise, earplugs are great too. Light. Pitch black is the best way to sleep, but as little light as possible is the goal. Blackout curtains are great. If you aren't able to order those right now, a sheet over the window does a trick too, or you can make an eye mask as well. Also, try and stop using technology as far ahead of bedtime as possible to let your body and mind wind down as well, as these lights can mess with our body's production of melatonin, which is a hormone that helps us sleep. Now, again, I know this can be hard as well, but make it a goal as far ahead, as realistic as possible as you can. It's going to help your body get signal better that it's sleep, and it's going to help that overall quality. And then if you can't get to sleep at night, don't toss and turn in bed. What you can do is you get up, quietly go to another room, do a calm activity like breathing or reading if you can have a nice low light, and then do that until you feel tired enough to go back to bed. And don't give up on sleep, guys. Keep trying, keep setting yourself up for success. Give yourself a chance to get that good quality rest. Try all these things. Try all those other things that we talked about too, with exercise, with stress management, with nutrition. That helps that sleep as well. Okay, guys, that's all for today. If you have any questions about different COVID-19 topics, I encourage you to visit the CDC website. I've got that right here, cdc.gov. Health Check 360 also has a really great resource center. All you need to do is go to healthcheck360.com and you'll see it right there. We also have a phone hotline to speak with one of our Health Check 360 nurses, which I have right there. So please feel free to call them with any questions that you may have on anything. They can help you out as well. Again, great resource that we have. And then I just want to end today by sharing an observation that I have made while talking with people all across the country these past few weeks. No matter where someone is from, no matter what their background, what job title, what age, what situation they're in at the moment, almost every single coaching call I have been on has ended with them to say, stay safe and take care. Bottom line, we are truly all in this together. We can all empathize with each other right now, right? And if we can all take a second to tell someone else to take care of themselves and stay safe and do the same ourselves, then we will get through this. And as the wonderful Mr. Rogers would say, look for the helpers. So many people are donating money, time, food, making masks, providing laughter, doing what they can to support each other. Control what you can control right now. Your actions, your attitude, your positivity. And then we got this, guys. Now to all of you, keep calm, wash your hands, stay safe, and take care. All right, just a couple notes on some upcoming webinars for next month. We'll talk about some different things that you can think about with your exercise that you may not be thinking about. And then in June, we'll chat about improving that Health Check 360 score, which is applicable in a lot of different ways, just with some tips and habits that you can do to improve that overall health in general. And then if you do have lifestyle rewards that has questions that you need to answer, these will be posted there. Now, again, you don't need to write these down now. If these questions do pop up, you'll be able to answer them on your myhealthcheck360.com account under your lifestyle rewards. But just a note that these are going to be the questions. And then here's our contact information. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook. That blog is where you're going to find all of our previous webinars. Instagram, we're on there as well. And then give us a call. Like I said, if you have any questions that pop up, you can call our 1-800 number here or 1-866 number here. You can email us. And then again, I put that other number for COVID-19 specifically. If you have questions, please call that. Or if you need that number again, email us or give us a call and we'll be able to connect you. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Stay safe and take care.